Hello, and thank you for joining me, your personal style consultant, and I'm glad to have you here. And some people want to sell you something. I just want you to look good. Well, today we're going to talk about a subject that I am very, very passionate about, and that is hats. Guys, you have to wear a hat. A hat gives you protection from the harmful rays of the sun, and you need it, okay? And it could also make you look good. Guys, there's nothing macho about getting skin cancer, and there's nothing macho about having your skin look like leather before you're the age of 35. So please, guys, please, wear a hat. I don't care what kind of hat it is. It could be a baseball cap. It could be a trucker's hat. Just make sure that it is a hat. However, if you want a hat that not only gives you maximum protection from the harmful rays of the sun, and also makes you look very, very good, well, I have a hat for you. And that hat is called the Fedora. So let's take a look at some fedoras, all right? Now, the first one we're going to look at is this one here, which is made by Borsalino. They're the Ferrari of fedoras and hats. They make a fine product. They've been around for over 100 years. And if you look at this particular hat, fedora, you see that it has a narrow brim, a brim about 2 inches. And it has a crown that's a good-sized crown. The crown is about 5 inches. If you look at the top of the crown, you'll see that it has a center dent. In the middle of it, a crease. That is the most common crease in a fedora. There are other creases, but this is the most common. And again, this is a very, very beautiful hat. You'd look great in it. Here you can see the inside of the hat, and you can see the workmanship that goes into this type of hat. These are not mass-produced, these hats. These are made by skilled artisans. Now, this one would probably cost you a retail about $250, $350 and up. But it's well worth it. You get your money's worth with this particular hat. Okay, that is the Borsalino. And let's move on to another hat. And the next hat is, as you're going to see, it is made by Stetson. This fedora is again a Stetson fedora. Stetson is known, you probably know it as a maker of cowboy hats. And they are preeminent in the making of cowboy hats in this country. But they also make fedoras, and they've been making them for a very, very long time. And this one is a great fedora. It has a wide brim. It has a high crown, about 5 inches. Most crowns are about 4.5 inches. This one's 5 inches. And it has a wide hat band, hat ribbon, about 2 inches, like most are like 1.5 inches. This hat, you can channel your inner Humphrey Bogart. It's a 1940s style, though this hat wasn't made in the 1940s. And it would cost you, retail hat like this would cost you about $150. Stetson no longer makes this particular model, but they make other ones that are similar to it. Great hat with the wide brim. If you could get one like that, you're going to look great in it. Okay, let's move on to the next fedora. Now, the next one was popularized by a 1973 film called The Great Gatsby, which was set in the 1920s and was based on a novel written by F. Scott Fitzgerald. And in the film, this hat was featured. Robert Redford wore it. He looked great at it. Believe me, you look great at it too. It has a wide brim. But what's unique about this type of hat, which I call the Gatsby fedora, this Gatsby type fedora, maybe the only one who uses that name, by the way, but that's what I call it. You'll see that not only does the front brim snap down, but the rear brim also snaps down. And that gives it a uniqueness to it. I love hats like this. I have a few of them. And I feel that in profile, with a wide brim, this is the best profile, a Gatsby type fedora. It's a great hat. You should consider buying one. All right, now, what is the most important hat that I want you to own and wear? Well, that's a hat that you're going to wear in the summer to really protect you from the sun, and that would be a straw hat. Now, the most iconic straw hat is, you probably heard of it, the Panama hat. But the Panama hat, why it's called a Panama hat is there's a long, convoluted story, but because it's unusual because the hat is made basically in Ecuador by Ecuadorian weavers. These hats are very expensive. They could run from hundreds of dollars to thousands of dollars, and they're very fragile. They're very fragile, so you have to be very careful with them. They get ruined very, very easily. But I think for you guys, the best option in a straw hat would be a straw hat type fedora, as you see here. And they run about $75 at a department store. You get it for $75. You probably could get it for less on sale. And this will really meet your needs for a straw hat to protect you from the sun, and it looks pretty good too. Okay, well, that does it with the fedoras. Of course, there are other ones I have, but I'm just showing you these. Now, please understand, the fedora doesn't work for everybody. If you have a long, angular face, a fedora could look great on you. But if you have a round, full face, may not look so good. You may want to think about another hat, such as the flat caps, which we may be talking about in later videos. That might work best for you. I wear them often. So again, fedora isn't the only hat, but it is the really game changer hat, the one that you really want to consider. It gives you the protection, and of course, it looks great on most men, not all men, but on most men. So it's a hat that you want to consider. But again, the main thing is to get that protection from the harmful rays of the sun. Okay, well, that does it for today. And I thank you for joining me. And if you really found this video helpful, please indicate so, and please subscribe to my channel. So, carpe diem, guys, seize the day.